Hey, I'm going to go ahead and do a video or present a video shortly. And granted, this is just my own opinion. This is what I choose to do. It's how I choose to go ahead and go about survival or camping or whatever I want to do. So I know not everybody's going to agree with this video. So use your own judgment. Use what's best for you and your family and your group and your friends. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm not chiseling this into stone. So kick back and enjoy the show. Hey guys, just wanted to go ahead and go over one thing. If you're watching my channel or a channel that reviews MREs or something like that, you've always run across the make your own MRE. And generally this is the kind of stuff that you see. Now, it's great that all this stuff is lightweight, and if you have a water source near you, wherever you plan on being, where you're going to need this stuff, and you have a way to purify that water, then this stuff is perfect. It's good for you. But generally, in my opinion, this is not a meal ready to eat. All of this stuff requires some type of preparation. Whether you're required to go ahead and boil water, or you can just add water to it and it'll rehydrate it. It doesn't matter. It depends on whether you want to eat it hot or cold. Depends on everything else. But if you just snag water from any source, you're going to have to purify it. And that could be shocked through bleach. It could be used the water purification tablets, or you can boil it. So, but generally this is what I see in everybody's stuff. What I'm going to go ahead and show you, I'm going to show you what I believe is an actual meal ready to eat. And then I'll go ahead and show you some options on how to pack certain things. So, okay, be right with you. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay some stuff out on the table and show you what I would go ahead, what I would pack in my rations. Okay, for breakfast, this is kind of something that I would go ahead and do. We have it's a granola bar, but it's actually a protein bar. This has 10 grams of protein. So when I look for things like this for a bag or a kit, or for my car, or just snacks while I'm at work, because I work really weird hours and I have to travel quite a bit. So I look for stuff like this that I can just snack on in the car. So stuff like this is what I look for. Multi-use. It's not just a granola bar, but it's also a good source of protein. I found this in like the organic section, and it's just another taste, you know, a little bit of chocolate or whatever. And this has 6 grams of protein. It doesn't have all that extra sugar and all that other stuff. I kind of try to stay away from that as much as possible. Not that I don't like devouring a candy bar from time to time, but mixed fruit. This is really good. This is 100% natural. It's basically just dried fruit, sun-dried fruit. So this is 7 ounces. And it has 5 servings, and each serving is 110 calories. So right here is 550 calories. So that's a really good source. Now, trail mixes. This one has peanuts in it as well, but it's got all kinds of dried fruit in it. This is really good. I enjoy that kind of stuff. So this is fruit and nut trail mix. It has more nuts than it has fruit, but it's got bananas and things like that. It's pretty good too. Now, if I get tired of just all that kind of stuff, I can go for this breakfast blend, which has granola in it, granola, raisins, and all that kind of stuff. But these are the options that I would use for a breakfast instead of just like a packet of oatmeal or something like that. This would really fill you up and fuel your body so you could go ahead and do what you needed to do. Well, let me go ahead and get lunch set up. Okay, generally for commercially, oop, sorry about that. For that you can buy things commercially out of a grocery store, dollar store, anything, whatever your budget allows you or authorizes you to do. I look for stuff that's not bland. I prefer spicy. I have a spicy palate. All of this stuff is pre-cooked. It just needs to be simply torn open and eaten. This is Kung Pao noodles. And what is this? This is 8.8 ounces. Lentils. Lentils are a really good source of fiber and protein. This stuff is really tasty. It's really good too. Now, if your palate doesn't prefer that, look when you grab a packet of rice. Look for extra stuff. This has vegetables in it. It has peas and some carrots and some other stuff. So it just gives you a little extra vitamins. Now, if you really like a spicy palate, you can go ahead and go big and go for some jambalaya or some dirty rice. Of course, you got to have your crackers. Now these, I started becoming partial to these because, like it says, 60 seconds to heat this up, but this is already pre-cooked as well. I mean, you don't have to go ahead and put this in the microwave. Just rip the top off, squeeze the cheese, stir it in, and chow down. So this is really good. This is 9 ounces, and it's one serving, 310 calories per serving. So that would be a nice addition to the lunch. Now, I see a lot of these. These are really good. You can get these pouches in like salmon and tuna and all kinds of different stuff now. But there's one thing that you have to look for. When you just grab one of these, look at how many ounces. This one has 5 ounces, all right? Can you see that? 5 ounces. Well, this one has a bigger pouch. And you would think if you had something bigger, it would have more. Well, this one actually only has 3 ounces in it. So make sure that if you're into stuff like this and you're going to go ahead and grab something, make sure you look. Of course, you look at the cost, but look how much you're actually getting. So, of course, everybody's favorite spam singles. This is a 3-ounce packet, and you can go to Dick's Sporting Goods and buy these. You can bypass eBay and all that kind of stuff and spend $6 for these. These come in a package of 2, and they're like $5. And a lot of times Dick's Sporting Goods has free shipping, so you can go ahead and buy 3 or 4 of these packets or whatever for $20 and have them shipped to you. And these things last a long time. Like this says 2016 on it, but it'll last way longer than 2016. Well, let me go ahead and throw together some dinner. Okay, here's what I would kind of classify as dinner. Generally, the way how I like doing it, I like having my largest meals for breakfast and lunch with something lighter at dinner. That being that I need the fuel throughout the day, and if I go ahead and fuel up with a lot of this stuff at night right before I go to bed, it tends to retain in your body as instead of being used as fuel. So I'm just putting out options for the majority of people who usually have a big dinner. So all right, we'll roll through that. Again, I'd like to have protein bars, not necessarily for dinner, but to just another texture difference. And again, I'm still all into my Asian noodles. This one's lo mein. And if Indian stuff, you can always use this. This is really good. It's a little bit of meat, potatoes, carrots, good stuff. These are really neat. They're not super expensive either. This is 14 ounces, and this is Moroccan style chicken. You can actually find this currently in military rations from all over the place. So I had a bag of this not too long ago, and it is pretty tasty. I always recommend like ripping up some bread or crushing up some crackers. It helps sop up some of that soup. It makes it a little easier to eat. Almost kind of turns into a stew, but I really recommend this if you have access to it. Again, like we said, tuna. You can get tuna. You can get salmon. You can get whatever. They've got all kinds of stuff in these pouches now. So this is something I would recommend as well. It's pretty lightweight, and it's got a pretty good chunk in there. This stuff will last in your bag forever. However, when you look at it, if it starts turning green or you start seeing some mold, that's when you toss it out. But this will definitely last in your bag or your box or your kit or whatever you're going to use, your refrigerator, for about a good year. Now, canned stuff. Everybody's like, oh, canned stuff. Well, canned stuff is really good because it seems to last a long time. And I know I said that this was dinner, but I've got something in here that I would ordinarily have for breakfast if I was going to store it. It would be this corned beef. This is 7.5 ounces and what is it? 350 calories. This would be something that I would rather have for breakfast than a bag or two of oatmeal. I think this would get me through the day and give me enough fuel in my system than a bag or two of oatmeal and a granola bar in the morning. That's why I tend to have a more substantial breakfast. Everybody's favorite Spam. This is the stuff that essentially won World War II, at least for the Western guys, the UK, the Americans. So Spam. I chose the less sodium version, but they have all different kind of flavors. They have jalapeno flavor, teriyaki. They've got it all. They even have smaller cans. So whatever suits your needs. But this is a really good item to have in a bag or a kit. Sardines. I kind of enjoy seafood, so it doesn't really bother me so much, but whenever I'm buying something like this, I always look to see something that's packaged in olive oil. Olive oil is free calories. So you buy something that's packaged in water or something like that, the first thing you do is you pour the water out and you go ahead and eat it. Well, this olive oil is really good. So I always recommend looking for things that are packaged in olive oil. And like I said, I have more sardines here. You can get shrimp, you can get whatever, you can get all in this tin, but like I said, I like a little spice, so this is Louisiana hot sauce. I guarantee you probably wouldn't even taste the sardine. Well, oh, I got one more fish. And here's some salmon. You can get this stuff in a dollar store, wherever, and this stuff lasts for like 5, 6, 7 years. So, ooh, excuse me. And of course, we've got everybody's favorite tuna. Tuna is a really good item. It's a really good staple, and it usually has a good chunk of protein. This small can right here has 11 grams of protein. So actually, it has 22 grams of protein because this has 2 servings. Now, if you're tired of fish and you're tired of Spam and you can't do it anymore, we have chicken. Chicken is always good. You can get this in a white or dark meat depending on your needs. You can get a bigger can if you like. What is this? This is 10 ounces of chicken, and this one is 5 ounces of chicken. So another thing that I look for when I'm purchasing this kind of stuff, I'm always looking for ring pulls. I don't have to have another tool or anything else to open it to get to the ration or get to the food. This one, I'd have to get a can opener or a P38 or use my knife or do something else. This one, man, I just grab it open. If I'm really hungry, I can just start dumping it right down my mouth. So let me go ahead. I'm going to show you one more item that I think is important, and we'll start wrapping this video up. Okay, this would be the last item that I would carry. Most people don't think that this is really important, but let me tell you, animals can be a godsend in a situation. If you break down or whatever, they don't like seeing you upset, and their main goal is pretty much to protect you and watch out for your welfare. And I'm talking about dogs. A cat can pretty much care less. I've got 2 of them, and man, they just ignore us unless we've got some food in our hand. But a dog is really good because they not only work to de-stress you and kind of relax you by making you just focus on the smaller things, they are also nature's alarm system. If somebody's sneaking up on you or somebody's doing whatever, that dog is going to start growling and kind of alert you to what's going on. So I always keep a package of dog food with some dog bones and usually one of these. So I always have to look out for my little buddies because I take care of them, they take care of me. Okay, now you bought all this food and you're like, how am I going to store it? What am I going to do? There are lots of options. You can take these used MRE bags and you can, guys, and you can cram them back into these MRE bags. Well, what if I don't want all this stuff showing? It's easy. You just grab the MRE bag from the inside and you flip it inside out. And guess what? You still have probably about a 8mm bag that you can toss stuff inside of it. So if you have a sealer, you can seal it up. If you have one of those flat curling irons, guess what? You have a sealer and you can seal this up. So that's an option. Reusable MRE bags or something equivalent. You can go the high-speed route and you can get these Mylar bags. And yeah, they come pre-sealed and they've got a little zip on them. So after you break the seal and get in them and get whatever you want out of them, you can close them again to keep all your stuff together, which that's nice. You can go ahead, you can buy just regular 4 or 5mm bags and put them in. That works as well. But a really good option is stuff that you already buy. I must buy like 9,000 packs of these for the dogs. And when you look at them, look, it's got a seal on it right now, a zip seal. This is a 4.5mm Mylar bag. If you just put this inside out, or just left it the way it is and it doesn't bother you, wash it out of course, you could heat seal this, you could do everything, and guess what? You've got the same exact thing as this, as that, and as this. Just another tip, just another thought. Thanks.